All of you go through the recordings which your friends have been recorded. Okay. I'm not sure about it whether the content of the recordings will be there in the examination or not. Also, I'll just make you confirm well before the end examinations. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In the last class, we have been discussing about the components which are required for the voltage compensation. And based upon the voltage quality improvement, especially which is related to the voltage SAC. And then we have seen about the cell condition also. I don't know whether, yeah. In the cell condition, we required to take the power flow from the grid to the battery. Okay, from the grid to the battery. We during the cell condition. During the cell condition here, the cell condition, we need to observe the power which is from the source to this the battery. Here we may be connecting to the battery also, or else and any other standby system, other standby AC system, then the power flow may be flowing to this particular direction also. Yeah. We are going to see in this class the different types of the voltage compensation methods, which is based upon the series active power filter, the series active power filter, or series active power filter, or the dynamic voltage restorer. Okay, based upon this, they categorize the different types of the compensation methods. In last class, we have seen like this particular the VT is there. If you take about this is the VT1, and there is a sag voltage, maybe this is the voltage, the VT2, and with respect to this, maybe the current is this. Current maybe this is the IL. Okay. If you look about the system diagram, this looks like this is having a feeder impedance, and this is the voltage which we have been measuring. This is VT. Here it is the VS. The VS. Okay. We are going to place a device of a series compensator at this particular point to correct the load voltage. As I was mentioning, like the series active power filter, which we are going to connect over here between the terminal and the VL, we are not going to improvise this particular the terminal voltage. We are going to improvise this only the load voltage, but not the terminal voltage. Okay. This is about the series compensator. Here in this process of the voltage injection, you don't think like the voltage injection is only is in phase with respect to the VT2. Okay, this is the dotted line over here. I'm drawing over here. It is the locus of the load voltage or the terminal voltage, which is equal to 1 per unit, which we have been expecting at the load point. Okay. See this particular if I'm just drawing about the VT2 voltage, the VT2 voltage has been reduced to here. The VT2 voltage has been reduced to here. The nominal voltage of 1 per unit maybe is of this. This is the nominal voltage which is of of, maybe I'm not drawing it a perfectly sinusoidal, this amount of the magnitude which is to be injected by your the series compensator. Okay. See this, we can make out this particular value. I mean, obviously we have to inject the voltage is in phase with respect to this VG2 voltage. With respect to that means that the voltage injection is by the series active power filter is this. Okay. But you can attain to this, the 1 per unit, maybe injecting to this also. This is the VD series injection. This is also VSC. I mean, the possibility of attainment of this 1 per unit is having the different possibilities. Having the different possibility. Then now if it is this particular injection, the VT2 has become this particular voltage of a VL, which is very well equivalent to VT1. The possibility of attaining to the load voltage of 1 per unit, there are the different possibilities. See, having this kind of the possibilities of the voltage injection, they have gone for the different methods. Why they have gone for the different methods is, one thing is, see, whenever you have been correcting the voltage, the series active power filter is injecting the real as well as the reactive current, reactive power also. This in the last class, in the earlier classes, we have seen like while correcting the voltage, suppose if you take this particular possibility, the voltage injection, see maybe obviously we know that the current is going to increase when the VL voltage is equal to VT2 plus something like VSC, which is in phase with respect to the VT2. That is this particular, with respect to this injection, we have gone to this. With respect to the VL, and then the IL is making an angle of something of 5. Okay, something of 5. And then the VSC and then the IL at an angle of 5, which is equivalent to this power of SSE. This is what we see. When you are injecting the real power of this, the P, as we have discussed in the last class, having the background with respect to this diagram, UPS of light, having the two loads, light and the fan, you will be giving a half an hour. And UPS having a light alone, we are going to get a backup for the 2 hours. That means that the real power utilization, if it is very less, if the real power utilization is very less, then the backup of the UPS is for the longer duration. Here, in order to support the voltage for a longer duration, what they have tried to was, they try to minimize this power. They try to minimize the real power. In order to minimize the real power utilization by the real power utilization, real power injection minimization by the DVR. The real power minimization is the real power which is injected by the DVR. They have been minimized. In that case, if you minimize the real power, the voltage support will be there for the longer duration. That's what they have made into attempt. But once you try to understand the different methods, different voltage compensation method, I'll try to explain the voltage compensation methods which are there in the literature. Okay. They fix this particular IL phasor, the load current phasor. I mean, the voltage compensation method which I'm explaining based on the understanding which they have been mentioned in the literature. Okay, but I'll explain these methods are correct or not also after the end of the class. Okay, one is they try to say that that is a in-phase injection, which is the in-phase injection. In-phase injection. What is the in-phase injection is, there you have a VL1 over here, the VL2, a VT2, VT2, maybe this is about the VT1, VT1, okay, the presag voltage. First, I explained that the presag compensation. I mean, I will explain this in-phase injection later. The presag compensation. Presag compensation. What is this presag compensation is, they try to inject the voltage in this particular direction. In this particular direction, the VSE. This is the presag voltage, right? The VT1 is the presag voltage. They try to inject the voltage to this, the VSE. I mean VSE in such a way that to attain in such a way to attain the VT1 voltage. Okay, that is the presag voltage. That is the presag voltage. The advantage of the presag voltage is, the advantage of the presag is, the voltage at the load point. This is the load point only. This is the load point. There is no phase shift when you inject the voltage in presag condition. That means that, see, there is a, I mean, during the sag condition, the phasor is going to shift to this particular angle of del. Angle of del. See, this is the voltage, the VT1 is the voltage, is the presag. The presag is the reference. Okay, maybe the reference which you have been expected at the load point also. At the load point, this is about the presag voltage. See, once you try to inject in any other manner, that is the injection, maybe if it is this, then with respect to the VT1 and with respect to the new voltage of VL2, there is a phase shift in the voltage. Then obviously if there is any phase shift with respect to the presag voltage, and then after the compensation, the voltage, the phase shift is there, that is the VL2 is having a phase shift of a del angle. Otherwise the VT1 maybe is I'm just making out with reference to the VT1. VT1 may be at an angle of 0. This I have taken the reference. Okay. With respect to the VT1, at a next instant, during the sag, there is a phase shift over there. There is a phase shift. In that case, what will happen is the load is experiencing the phase jump or the phase shift, but in some of the loads, the loads is very sensitive to the phase shift in the voltages. Okay, the load is very much sensitive to the phase shift in the voltage. In order to avoid the phase shift, if you are injecting in a presag condition, that is this method, if you are injecting the voltage to attain the presag voltage, then this presag voltage, then what happened was the load is experienced for an instant, for a time instant of very much of, I can say that maybe one cycle of that, maybe there is a shift of this, and there is a magnitude reduction also will experience. Okay, the load is this particular load at this the load is experiencing the voltage sag as well as the phase shift also. But that experience will be there for a hardly half cycle maybe. See, the definition of the voltage sag itself says that uh, half cycle to a 1 minute. The magnitude reduction, if the magnitude reduction will be there within the half cycle to a 1 minute, then we have been defining that as a voltage sag. Okay, if you're after the next cycle, maybe after half cycle, maybe the next cycle, maybe this particular cycle, maybe this is a half cycle and then the other half cycle. If you're able to compensate the voltage in the next half cycle, maybe that is, maybe this particular voltage of VT2 will be there up to this cycle, up to this cycle. Okay. And after that, if you're acting your DVR within this particular period, maybe you are attaining to this particular value of the pre-sag voltage, then the load will only be experiencing the magnitude reduction as well as the phase shift also. In that case, the load which are being very sensitive to the phase shifts will be working very satisfactorily with the pre-sag compensation. With the pre-sag compensation. Okay, the pre-sag compensation. In explaining the pre-sag conditions, I'm not talked about this particular IL where it is. But the IL is the voltage which with respect to the, this is the after the compensation, this is the pre-sag voltage. This is the voltage injection is the pre-sag compensation. In that case, the IL is with respect to this particular pre-sag voltage. This is about the pre-sag compensation. This is about the pre-sag compensation. Okay. The next is the in-phase compensation. The in-phase compensation. Okay, this is about the pre-sag voltage, and this is about the sag voltage. The VT1, this is VT2, VT2. The pre-sag compensation, what they are trying to, the in-phase compensation is the voltage is injected in phase with respect to the in phase with respect to the sag voltage. This method. But this method doesn't yield to the only the real power injection only. Real power is not going to yield to the only the real power injection. Because with respect to the VL2, after injecting the in phase is a voltage in phase compensation. With respect to the VL2, the load current is going to fix. Maybe the load current is of this. Okay, this a kind of a in-phase compensation also. What is this? What is the problem which is related to the in-phase compensation? Once during the sag, this is the voltage of VT2. Okay, now the voltage is in phase with respect to the VT2 voltage, that is this phase in phase with respect to the VT2. Suddenly, the system is going to back to the a normal operation. That means that the fault is the voltage whichever is VT2 is, it is because of the fault. Once after isolating the fault, once after bringing back the system to a healthy condition, what is going to happen exactly? It is going to happen, the VT2 voltage is going to take the phase of the VT1. Take the phase of VT1. In that case, the load is there, initially during the pre-sag condition, the voltage at the load point is the VT1. Maybe I can take the reference as 0. Okay. During the sag condition, the voltage at the load point is, it is going to have the VL2 at an angle of minus del. If you are compensating the in-phase compensation, we are going to have this, the VL2 at an angle of minus del. Once after making out the system, the fault clear, then it is going to bring back to the reference of the VT1. In that case, the load is experiencing a three kind of a phase shift also. Okay, one, it is of VT1 at an angle of 0 degrees, then it is going to have the VL2 at an angle of minus del, and again it is going to back to this after once the sag is removed, we are going to get it as VT1 of 0. That kind of the problem will be there. And also the in-phase compensation doesn't yield to any kind of the real power minimization also. The injected is, they are not going to involve in this kind of the process also. Okay, they are not going to minimize the real power injection also. Okay, yeah, this is about the in-phase compensation. There is in literature, the in-phase compensation, what they are going to talk was, they are going to talk with respect to this IL, the voltage injection of the series compensator. They are going to talk with respect to the load current. Okay, how they are going to talk is, I just give an example. This about the IL. Okay, I'm just giving an giving an explanation with respect to the based upon the literature. Yeah, and they have this particular possibility. Maybe this is the possible. This is the voltage of VT2. Okay, this is the VT1, which is equivalent to VL also, the load voltage. See this case, if you are injecting the voltage is in phase with respect to the IL, is in phase with respect to the IL. It means that these are the lines. IL is in parallel the series voltage injection. Once if it is series, then happen is the VSA is in phase with respect to this IL. Okay, there are two are parallel lines. Okay. Then obviously the series active power filter device, is injecting only a real power, only the real power injection. Okay, that in some of the papers they call it as the in-phase compensation also. Okay, but whatever I was explaining this particular concept also, they have been calling it as the in-phase injection. The in-phase injection is with respect to the VT2. Here the in-phase injection is with respect to the IL. Okay. In this particular, see, both they can be called it as in-phase injection. Why they are calling it as the in-phase injection is one thing is with respect to the VT2 voltage, the in-phase injection. One is the other method is with respect to the IL also. They'll be calling it as in-phase injection. In this case of the in-phase injection, particular to this particular diagram, it is not concentrating on the powers of powers injection by the TVI. In this particular case, the compensation or the voltage compensation, the method of the in phase is only the series active power filter is injecting only the real power. Okay, this is about the in-phase compensation. The next method, it is only the reactive power compensation. Only the reactive power compensation. What exactly the reactive power compensation is? Do you have got any doubt while discussing about the in-phase compensation? Is about the, if you don't get a doubt also, no problem. I'll try to make it, I'll just mention that doubt after discussing this. Okay, yeah, this is about the IL. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this about the VT2. In this case, this is about uh, uh, the voltage side improvement, voltage side compensation by injecting only by injecting only reactive power, only reactive power. How it is? They try to inject the voltage in quadrature with respect to the IL. That is maybe this way. By a series compensation. Quadrature, maybe this is the, we have been fixed this particular IL this way, and we are injecting in quadrature this way. Then obviously the power which is injected by the series compensator is only the Q power, Q series, because the P series, now the load voltage has come to this particular place, VT2. Okay, they are going to inject in quadrature over here. Now in that case, the series compensator is taking only reactive power to improvise the the voltage. This they take this they'll say in the literature is a quadrature compensation, a reactive power yeah, quadrature compensation also, because uh, series active power filter is injecting only the reactive power while improving the voltage. See, in all these methods, I have got some few doubts. Maybe you also may got those doubts also. One thing is, while they are explaining all these methods, they have fixed the current. They have fixed the current also. Okay, they have fixed about the current. But on what factors the current is dependent? But on what factors the current is very much dependent? The current is very much dependent on this particular load voltage. On this particular load voltage. I mean, this is my observation, and maybe some of the papers also, some of the in some of the textbooks also, they might have been mentioned that this method is wrong also. Whatever I've explained about the in-phase compensation and then the quadrature compensation also. Quadrature compensation also. Quadrature. Why? Because after injecting, based upon VT2 voltage, dial is going to fix. Okay, is it not? See, the whatever the load voltage, whichever is there, I mean, this is the, I mean, if I draw this particular diagram, This is the V series, and this is VT, and this is the VL. This is the VL. Yeah, after injecting this particular VSC voltage, the VL is going to fix. Based upon the VL phasor, IL is equal to VL by Z at an angle of something like a phi also. We can't fix out this IL and make this injection to be in quadrature also or in phasor also. Why? Because after injecting, the load voltage is going to have the positions whatever it may be. Okay, whatever the method which you select it also, which you might be selecting it also, which you might be selecting. Based upon that, based upon the IL is going to fixed. Okay. And also particular to this method, whatever the explanation which I have given, the in-phase compensation as the quadrature compensation is with respect to the a single phase alone. Single phase alone. Okay. Why, why? Because the phasor diagram which I have drawn it's only single phase. Maybe this particular possibility, the in-phase and the quadrature, maybe possibility is of balanced kind of a voltage side. That is the voltage magnitude reduction in all the phases is the same. That is, if I draw a three-phase diagram, this with the magnitude wise reduction in all the phases the same only, and the phase angle is also the same only. Okay, this may be the VT A2, VT B2, and VTC. See, and on all the cases, you are going to bring back, maybe if you are trying to inject the in phase, then maybe this is the in phase. This is the in phase and the pre-sag also. In fact, in phase and the pre-sag condition is also same during this particular sag also. Okay. And if suppose maybe your voltage is this particular condition, okay, your voltage is this. This is about the VT-A1, VT-B1, VT-C1, VT-C1, all the phases. In that case, it is possible to inject this method, this method. This is about the pre-sag voltage condition. I'm just giving about the understanding of the pre-sag compensation. This is the pre-sag compensation. This is about the in phase. The pre-sag is about the in phase. This is the in phase, and this is about the pre-sag compensation. See, I've given you with respect to the balance side. Suppose just a minute. Suppose if there is a magnitude reduction, is only in one of the phase alone. Let us assume that there is a phase shift or a voltage sag is experienced in only one of the phase. In that case, this is the VT is C1. Sorry, this is think about this, the pre-sag voltages, the VT B1, VT C1. Only one of the phase, the VT A2, is having the magnitude reduction. Okay, so far we have seen about the in phase and then the pre-sag compensation and then the quadrature compensation. Quadrature compensation explanation is with respect to the balance sag alone, with respect to the balanced voltage sag alone. Okay. Now I am trying to explain about the unbalanced voltage sag. Unbalanced voltage sag. I was explaining with respect to just before also. This with respect to this particular phasor also, I was trying to explain with respect to the balanced voltage sag of a condition of a pre-sag voltage or 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 in phase injection also, in phase injection. Okay, and in quadrature also similarly, in quadrature also the same, in quadrature also same, and in all these cases we have been talking with respect to the balanced voltage, with respect to the balanced voltage. Now I am trying to explain that how we are going to make out the in-phase compensation and the pre-sag compensation and the quadrature compensation for a unbalanced voltage sag. Here I am considering the unbalanced is a single line to ground fault or single phase fault. There is only the magnitude reduction is in only one of the phase. Okay, one of the phase, and there is a phase shift. In this case, in the unbalanced voltage sag case, in the case of the unbalance, how do they able to make out the in-phase injection or the quadrature injection? What they are trying to was. In the pre-sag voltage, there is no only problem. The pre-sag injection is this method. The voltage is injected to this. Pre-sag injection for the unbalanced voltage sag, you don't have any problem. If you try to operate the in-phase injection, that is, the method in phase is this particular in phase. If you try to inject, in that case, the load voltage is about the VLA or VLA2, I can say. In this case of the in-phase injection, if I considered the background of the balanced voltage sag, considering the understanding of the balanced voltage sag, and try to inject in this phase, then the VT VLA2, the magnitude wise, the VLA2 is going to have VTB1 and is going to have the VTC1. But the phase angle difference between the VTC1 and the VLA2 is not being equal to 120 degrees. And this is maybe 120 degrees, but this with respect to VTB1 and with respect to VLA2, it is not equal to 120 degrees. The phase wise, they are not balanced. So what they are going to try to make out is, during the unbalanced voltages, whatever the methods which have been explained about the in-phase injection or the pre-sag injection or the quadrature injection, what they are trying to was, they take about the voltages of VTA2 and VTB1 and this is VTC1. This is the very well equivalent to the VTB2 also, that is VLB2, because the B phase and the C phase in our Lee condition, these are all very well equivalent to the VTC2 also, which is equal to VLB2 this is equal to VLC2 also. These are all the healthy conditions because the voltage sag is at only the phase of A alone. See, now what happened was, in order to attain to the in-phase compensation or the quadrature compensation, why I'm taking the in-phase compensation, the quadrature compensation is because the in-phase compensation is not going to have the once after correcting the voltage by in-phase injection, uh, the voltages are not in a balanced condition. Not in a balance in a, it has been attained to 1 per unit, but the phase angle is not having the phase difference between the voltages. Voltage phase differences are not reached to 120 degrees. Because of that, what they tried to do was, they tried to take these voltages. Okay, these are all at the pre-sag voltages, sorry, during the fault voltages at the terminal point. They try to resolve the VT positive sequence, the VT negative sequence, VT negative sequence, the VTA zero sequence. They try to impose this in-phase compensation, and the quadrature compensation is with respect to the zero sequence component voltage. See, the VT with respect to the positive sequence voltage, the phasor looks like this way. I'm just giving about how does the positive sequence voltage phasor looks like. The VTA positive and the VTA a negative sequence, sorry, VTB positive sequence and the VTC the positive sequence. These are all the positive sequence voltages. And then they try to inject the in-phase compensation, this method. In order to make this in-phase compensation to work for a unbalanced voltage sag condition. For unbalanced voltage sag condition, in order to make out the operation to be in phase, they try to make out with respect to the positive sequence voltages. Okay, now this is the in phase. Even in the quadrature injection also is possible with respect to the by evaluating the positive sequence voltages of taking out the voltage VTA2 and VTB2, which is where B2 or VTC2. By taking that, they result the positive sequence, negative sequence, and zero sequence. And they try to the voltage in phase injection or in a quadrature injection, they are going to take with respect to the positive sequence voltage. What about this negative and zero sequence voltage? They try to compensate the negative sequence and zero sequence voltages in the opposite direction. The series active power filter is going to minus of VT1. I'm just for your understanding, I'm making out here the VSE is minus of VT1 and minus of VT0. That possibility they do it in order to make out the in-phase injection or the quadrature injection. Okay, this kind of the corrections or the methods in order to make out the in-phase injection and the quadrature injection is with respect to the positive sequence voltage is only for the unbalanced voltage sag condition only. For that conditions, they are trying to. Otherwise, for the balanced sag condition, it won't be required to resolve the positive sequence and negative sequence and then the zero sequence. Okay. Yeah. Next, I will share you one of the paper. This is, are you able to see, right?
Sir.
Yeah. Yeah, they have gone here. This is the UP1 and UP2. There's a phasor actually. Damn. Here, they are seen here. For the unbalanced voltage side, for ideal compensate, there is a neither negative nor zero sequence voltage in the line current. Yeah, here. The point here it is. Energy dissipation is related only uh, to the positive sequence voltage injection. Okay. Yeah. I've not explained about the minimum energy injection. I'm talking about if there is any kind of an unbalanced voltage side, they are going to make out the compensation is with respect to the a positive sequence uh, voltage injection only. Okay, the point here which I want to highlight here it is only we need to consider with respect to the positive phase sequence of phase voltage, that is a positive phase sequence voltage only we need to consider. Yeah. Yeah. Here, so far I've been explained about the in-phase injection as well as pre-sag condition and the quadrature injection with respect to the balanced voltage side and also with respect to the unbalanced voltage side also. Okay, with respect to the unbalanced voltage side. Okay, but these methods of especially the pre-sag voltage injection, pre-sag voltage compensation method, voltage compensation method is absolutely correct method. Absolutely a correct method also. Okay, a correct method. There is no ambiguity. There is no ambiguity in this method. The ambiguity which is there here, I was explaining that they are fixing this IL. Maybe this, if you take about this is the VL VT1. Here they are fixing about the VT2 and they are fixing this particular IL also. Okay. And they try to do was they try to inject the in-phase injection, this method, or with respect to the power also they are trying to take out the in-phase injection with respect to the IL also this method. See, if you take about the only one of the case, the in-phase injection, the real power injection, this method. This about the in-phase injection. This is about the in-phase injection. The in-phase or the series compensator, both are the parallel lines. And the quadrature injection also they have explained this way. Okay. And quadrature is this. In all these cases, the IL phasor is same only. The IL phasor is same only. IL phasor is same only. But if the load voltage is attained to this this voltage, that is the quadrature voltage, VLQ I can say, and this is the voltage of VLP I can say. In all this VLP and VLQ, they are fixing this current of IL at the same position. At the same position. The point which I was to highlight is the IL phasor. I was explaining that the IL phasor is with respect to the what the VL phasor at certain angle of phi. That is the VT2 voltage plus the series active power filter voltage injection by the Z at an angle of phi. You are able to understand this particular expression, right? The IL phasor, the current of the IL phasor is very much dependent on this particular about the VSC voltage. You know, the VT2 voltage is fixed. VT2 voltage is fixed. The VT2 plus VSC, maybe you can take it as maybe the VT voltage is it is a 0.5 at an angle of 0 plus maybe at an angle of 0.5 at an angle of 0 by Z at an angle of phi. What we get, it is Z maybe 1 by Z at an angle of minus phi. If you take about any kind of the voltage, maybe if you get the VL voltage is 1 at an angle of 30 degrees of Z at an angle of minus phi, what we get, it is 1 by Z of 30 maybe plus, this should be plus 5. Then what we get over here, it is 30 minus 5. See here the load voltage phasor is going to change here. I'm going what I was did was for your understanding, one I consider it is 1 at an angle of 0 over here, the VL voltage. One of the case I consider it is 1 at an angle of 30 degrees. Then what happens to the current of IL? The current of the phasor is going to change. With respect to the phase shift. With respect to the phase shift, in the case of IL, VL at an angle, 1 at an angle of 0, one case I have took it. The other case which I took it is 1 at an angle of 30 degrees. This possibility and this possibility. One of the case of the IL, when you take it is 1 at an angle of 0, we get this way. And the other case one which if I took it is 1 at an angle of 30 degrees, we got this expression. In all these cases, it is IL is not at a fixed point. IL phasor is not at a fixed point. So while explaining the quadrature injection or the in-phase injection, the IL is going to change. If you are trying to inject the voltage in phase with respect to this particular voltage magnitude of this particular magnitude, the IL is going to have a phase shift over here. So the possibility of the in-phase injection and the quadrature injection is not the correct methods. Because if you try to make out going to operate in that fashion, it is not going to make out of only the real power injection or only the reactive power injection. Okay. In literature, they have tried to come out with the minimum energy injection also. Okay. They have come across to the method of the minimum energy injection method. And I'll try to leave out that minimum energy injection to you only. The minimum energy injection. I'm not going to discuss about the minimum energy injection method. I'm going to give you a paper. With that paper only, we need to understand. You need to go through that paper and trying to go to the understand the minimum energy injection method. Okay. I'm going to leave out to you only. You need to go through the paper and try to understand. There may be the possibility in the end examination, I'm going to ask on this particular minimum energy injection method. There is going to have a question in the end examination, definitely. I'll share that paper to you, and you need to write by understanding the paper very thoroughly and try to answer for this question also. Okay. I'm not going to explain this method. You need to go through it and you need to understand yourself. In the next class, I'm going to explain about uh, the voltage quality improvement by the series active power filter, by the DVR also. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.